Hi guys, Neil Waterhouse. This week's video is my top 5 COVID-19 business ideas for 2021 using less than $100. This is based on the performance of not just our businesses, but also feedback from my students who over the years have sold over $1 billion on eBay, Amazon and their own websites. I regularly interview these people and these are what we call case studies. For a business to go on our list, it first needs to meet our criteria, including it must require less than $100 outlay, and it must have case studies showing average people who've grown from scratch to a minimum of 6 digits in less than 12 months. The next criteria is the business must allow the owner to work from home with absolutely no requirement to ever need to leave home for work requirements. This is even more critical now with COVID-19 and lockdowns. Next is no inventory at home and no staff at home. The business must be able to run from anywhere on the planet, i.e. home, coffee shop, anywhere that has got the internet. And with sat phones these days, that's pretty much covers the whole planet. The business must create a passive income. So the business not just makes money while you're not there, it also grows by itself. It must be a proven formula with no guessing, and it must have case studies. So let's launch straight into it. First of all, just so we're on the same page, according to Wikipedia, passive income is income resulting from cash flow received on a regular basis, requiring minimal to no effort by the recipient to maintain it. Now, passive income, it's very easy to create if you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars spare or millions of dollars spare, as you can just purchase shares, real estate or other types of investments which generate dividends or rent. However, in this video, I want to focus on creating passive income from scratch and using less than $100. Now, passive income is something I'm very passionate about, and anyone that's been following me over the years or has read my last book would know I've spent a ton of money and time, including spending over $30,000 just to one group out of my own pocket to join a group of 105 millionaire and multimillionaires to simply find the best passive income methodologies. Now, when looking at passive income, there are a few factors that must be taken into account when looking at any passive income methodology. Let's quickly go through those before I show you what I believe are the best types of passive income today. The first is, what is the chance of an average person succeeding with the venture? Are there case study success stories from ordinary people? For instance, one type of passive income that gets bandied around a lot these days is self-publishing a book. The problem with any strategy like this is you are creating and selling an unproven item. Yes, the book could do really well and you could be the next J.K. Rowling. However, the reality is over 90% of books fail, and of those 10% that do make it, less than 2% of them produce more than the award wage. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm shocking at spelling. However, I managed to write a bestseller and my kids are always correcting my spelling. Now, if writing a book is something you've always wanted to do, you should do it. But if it's not something that you're really passionate about, in my opinion, there are much easier proven options with a ton less risk. Now, the next factor that needs to be taken into account is, after you go through the effort of creating a passive income, how long will the passive income go for? Even songwriters who create hits and book authors who write bestsellers normally have a declining passive income. They normally need to keep creating new songs and writing new, hopefully, bestsellers. Now, the secret, I believe, to a passive income today is to leverage your time using easy to source, low cost, outsourced overseas labour. Let me explain. Every business on the planet, of course, has to sell either a product or a service. Now, personally, I prefer to sell products than my time. And the way I prefer to sell products for the last 20 odd years is online. Due to the fact it's so easy to automate and you can run the business from anywhere on the planet. And selling online is not only COVID compatible, but online sales, as most people would know, have boomed since COVID-19. My favourite places to sell products is eBay, Amazon and our own websites, i.e. Shopify store, and also Facebook marketplaces. Now the quickest way to success, especially for a beginner, is to only sell items which are already selling over and over every month and also selling at a profit. We call these proven items. And the great thing today is we have the technology and the formula to continuously find products to sell, that is products that are already selling over and over and making a profit every time they sell. Now, earlier I said one factor that needs to be taken into account with any passive income methodology is how long will the passive income go for? Now, when selling anything online, almost every product has a product lifespan. That is, every product will only sell normally for a certain amount of time. Some might only have a life cycle of a couple of months, whereas other products might have a life cycle of many years. In the industry, we call this the product attrition rate. Now, whether you have 5 products listed or 50,000 products listed, you'll always have an attrition rate. Now, the great thing with selling online, it is easy to beat the attrition rate and therefore have a never-ending passive income. And the way you do this is, let's say you're building a dropship business. Just for any newbies out there, a dropship business, by the way, is where you sell a product and you get paid first before you purchase the product. In other words, you do not need to pre-purchase upfront inventory before it is sold. Anyway, I'm not going to go into how to build a dropship business in this video, as I've done that in a previous week's video. But if you missed it, I'll put a link on the screen and below. But the strategy is still the same. Whether you're building a dropship business, an importing business, Amazon, FBA, Shopify, or whatever, you simply learn each task and then you teach a virtual assistant to do each task. And the great thing these days is you can easily get virtual assistants from $1 to $2 per hour. Again, if you missed that video on how to do that, how to get virtual assistants from $1 to $2 per hour, I'll put a link on the screen and below to that week's video. Now, implementation of software and low-cost virtual assistants is how I've been running my online businesses for over 20 years. I simply learn each task, then I just outsource it. This, I believe, is the quickest ways for anybody to build a passive income. So my preferred top 5 passive income strategies are to build automated online businesses selling the same products on eBay, Amazon, your own independent website, Facebook marketplaces. Then, when you have enough products in a niche, i.e. home and garden, baby items, toys, pets, whatever, you put all those products in that niche in a separate account and then sell that as a business. You can then use those capital funds to purchase dividend-paying shares. And there's a lot of tax advantages of doing this. And you can also purchase rent-yielding real estate. Again, I'm not going to go into how to build those businesses in this video, as again, I've done that before. But again, I'll put a link on the screen and below if you missed that video. The awesome part about this strategy is you can build these businesses using less than $100. Selling on eBay, Amazon, your own independent website and Facebook marketplaces. And these businesses give you regular cash flow every day. And then selling off a few niche businesses each year that you've grown from scratch gives you an additional capital injection. And you can normally sell off businesses for 1 to 4 times its annual profit. So if a niche business is making, say, $100,000 a year after all expenses, this can normally be sold for $100,000 to $400,000. And there is a huge demand for your businesses. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I hope this week's video helped you with some COVID-19 business ideas for 2021 using less than $100. If you want to know more about how to get started with dropshipping, I'll put a link on the screen and below to a free step-by-step workshop. This includes case studies from people who have started from scratch and have built 6- and 7-digit dropship businesses. If you found this video useful, please hit the thumbs up button and make sure you hit the subscribe button to the No Fluff channel that teaches how anyone can make a full-time living from their home using eBay and Amazon. Until next week, stay safe, list more, sell more. This is Neil Waterhouse.